March 5th, 2026, a date that would redefine the architecture of global finance. While the world watched the headlines, a silent shift was occurring beneath the surface of the XRP ecosystem. For years, XRP was the focal point of a regulatory storm, but on this specific day, the clouds broke, not for everyone, but for the institutions ready to claim their stake. The headline was subtle. Ripple Prime had quietly opened regulated Coinbase Futures trading to its most significant institutional clients. This wasn't just another integration. It was the birth of a regulated gateway. For the first time, deep-pocketed investors could hedge XRP positions with CFTC-regulated derivatives cleared through Node All Clear. But while the doors opened for the elite, the retail venues were starving. On Binance, XRP's 30-day liquidity index evaporated to 0.097, its thinnest it had been since 2023. Traders found themselves in a paradox. The most advanced hedging tools in history were now available, yet the venues where millions traded were becoming increasingly volatile and thin. In Washington, the atmosphere was equally charged. SEC Chair Paul Atkins stood before Congress, making a plea that many thought they'd never hear from the commission. Atkins called the Clarity Act essential. It was a move to end years of crypto limbo and finally provide the structural foundation Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had long predicted. The shift wasn't just regulatory, it was technological. The XRPL was evolving into a native DeFi powerhouse, introducing underwritten credit and cross-chain bridges to Ethereum. Technically, the market was at a make-or-break resistance. Analysts watched a $115 billion market cap, a line in the sand that would dictate the next decade for XRP. The choices were stark: a bullish breakout above $1.50 or a retreat back below the dollar. The institutional machinery was ready, but the market's soul was still undecided. We often look for single moments of revolution, but March 5th, 2026 was something different. It was the moment the infrastructure of the future met the volatility of the past. It proved that for XRP, the narrative was no longer about short-term gains. It was about becoming a regulated financial building block for a new era of global value transfer.